Welcome back, my dear friends. You're watching NRI Guest Show on Mana TV and TV5. Well, this is a very special show because it is talking about the truth about Kashmir, the truth about Kashmiri Pandits, the truth about the genocide of Kashmiri Pandits, the truth about the misery, the abuse that they have faced in last 30 years. And this is the show which is speaking about the 30th commemoration year of Kashmiri Pandit genocide. January 19, 2020 is a very important date because of which we are sitting here today, because on this date a special event is about to happen in New Jersey, and in fact worldwide the global Kashmiri Pandit diaspora is actively doing some mass movement on that. So while we were discussing all the details about the event, about the misery Kashmiri Pandits have faced, we have Dr. Raj Bhayani, who is the Indian Americans for Kashmir Association's founder. We have Mr. Rakesh Kaul, who is the co-founder for Global Kashmiri Pandits Diaspora, here on phone with me. We have Mrs. Neerja Sadhu, an executive member for GKPD and also a community worker. And we have Mr. Dev Karlekar here right now, community leader himself, an IT entrepreneur, very well connected with Kashmiri Pandit, although he is not a Kashmiri Pandit. Similar is the case with Mr. Dr. Raj Bhayani. So it was a long session where we discussed everything in detail about how the maligned wishes of vicious people who displaced Kashmiri Pandits came true for all these 30 years, but now with the visionary efforts of the leaders like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, like Home Minister Mr. Shah, their efforts have played a very important role in abrogating Article 370 and 35A, and that's where the ray of hope has come in Kashmiri Pandits. So while we close this show, before that I will take inputs from each one of my guests today, their special message about the hope that is coming back, the hope that will connect them to their motherland. So let's take it one by one. I will take the message first from Dr. Raj Bhayani. Dr. Bhayani, thank you so much for standing by with us for all this while during the show. Your message to the Kashmiri diaspora, to the Indian diaspora in totality about the efforts as a patriot that you are doing. What is the message?
5th August 2019 should be the date every Indian all over the world should celebrate that India has become truly independent and unified country. So Kashmir has truly integrated with India. So with that, all the naysayers or people who are Pakistanis or other Democrats, some Democrats opposing Article 370 removal, they should move on. And we should also focus on what is next for us as a united country. Every Indian in America and all over the world should work very hard to educate all the non-Indian politicians, mainstream media in America, and non-Indian communities in America to educate them what was wrong before and what has been corrected now, and let us focus on how do we develop the Kashmir to make it one of the most developed states in India. So along as India progresses as one of the largest and most successful democracy in 21st century, the Kashmir also will develop along with it. So let's all get together, unite and support development of Kashmir. The Kashmir has opened its doors for development. So let us all work on it and educate others. That is the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for valuable inputs, for your entire support, the way as a real patriot that you are doing here while being away from the motherland, your connect. Thank you so much, Dr. Bhayani. Now I will go to Mr. Rakesh Kaul, the co-founder of GKPD. Rakesh ji, your inputs are very crucial, very important. Please, your message.
Thank you. I'll pick up. First, thank you, Jyotsna and Lance TV, for giving us a platform and a voice. I'll pick up where Dr. Raj Bhayani eloquently ended. I am reminded of my meeting with Mr. Advani, who was Deputy Prime Minister at that time. And after he listened to me patiently make the case about Kashmiri Pandits, he thought for a minute and then he told me, he said, Kaul Sahab, what happens to Kashmiri Pandits will be the litmus test of the idea of India. I think Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah have laid the groundwork, but the task is not finished yet. The job is not done. Not only must justice be done to Kashmiri Pandits, but it has to be seen to be done. The first baby step on that is to reactivate the law and order system, including the prosecution system, when it comes to people like Yasin Malik and Bitta Karate, who have self-confessed to their murder of Kashmiri Pandits. But then, once justice is done for those 1,400 lives that are lost to us, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, justice has to be done to the living. And there may never be a right time, but the reality for Prime Minister Modi and our Home Minister Amit Shah is this. We are a really small community, and we are now facing extinction. They may well succeed in their mission. Not Mission Kashmir, but Mission Genocide Kashmir. And the reason they may succeed is because we are small and we are scattered and we are getting assimilated, and because our next generation for 30 years has not been able to go back and visit Kashmir. They have no sense of connection with that land, with their spiritual heritage, their cultural traditions. Imagine if Dr. Behani or Dave or you, Jyotsna, if you for 30 years couldn't go back, or if you were able to go back with security, you'd see your home burn. So we have to get started.
Right.
And we have to have restorative justice. We have to have a homeland in Kashmir with the right security, with the right arrangement, so that we can start rebuilding our life in our homeland. And let me end with that hope and that wish.
Thank you so much. The hope definitely will come true now. The dream of a beautiful, better Apna Kashmir will come back. I am pretty sure there. Thanks to the efforts of each and everyone. Thank you for your great efforts, Mr. Kaul, the way you have kept the Kashmiri diaspora united. That is very important. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of our show today. Now I will take your final words from you, Neerja ji. यूँ रहकर आए हो, अपने वतन से दूर भी रह रहे हो और अभी भी रहते हो, दिल में अभी भी वतन है, अभी भी कश्मीर कण कण में बसा है मन में। आज बताइए, आज मैसेज दीजिए।
कण कण में बसा है, but what I feel personally, as Rakesh ji said, is that it's not going to live. We're not going to live that long, and if this takes another 30 years, God forbid the community is at the verge of extinction. Our kids, they have no way to go back to Kashmir and find their roots. Right. So whatever has to be done by the government of India has to be done sooner. Of course, the restorative justice, those who killed, who brutally killed our people, they need to be taken to task, whatever is due, like any other criminal, however it is. And also, the world over, I don't want sympathy as a Kashmiri Pandit. No, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is for you guys to hear us, because this is after 30 years we have opened up to the people all across the world. We have been gagged not only in Kashmir while we were living there, the rest of 30 years that we spent outside Kashmir. We had nobody to talk to, we had nobody to tell our stories to, the media didn't listen to us, the government didn't listen to us, the politicians didn't listen to us, the country people didn't listen to us. And when we came to this foreign land, we didn't even have time to, address this kind of a situation or even talk about it. So all we want is for you to hear us and know the stories, the real stories, the truthful stories. There is no concocted one, there is no lie in it. It's absolutely the real and the most cruel happenings that happened with us, Kashmiri Pandit community in Kashmir, 7th time. Thank you, Jyotsna ji, and your television channel for giving us this opportunity, time, energy, and your beautiful poems here. And that tells me your passion about it. Dr. Raj Bayani, how he is supporting the community, Kashmiri Pandit community, Dev Karlekar ji, how he is supporting our community. And it's completely overwhelming and very heartening to see that India is finally coming together for their own people.
Thank you so much. We are humbled and honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And we are just playing a little role here, you know, in sending the message wide, large to everybody. But then people like you who have, you know, seen the misery, who have been there, who have suffered the way. When it comes from people like you, when you come to our studio, we are honored.
Thank you.
We are honored
So-
to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to our
Thank you.
studio, Nirja ji. And now, Devji, point of action, the event on 19th of January, you can throw the light about it and your final message as well.
Sure. So thank you again, Josna ji, for hosting us. Thank you, TV5, Manna TV, Manna International. These are all three big brands, and they have a very wide outreach to millions of people. So we are happy and we are glad to see this message has an outreach. You know, you've heard the callers not only from the US but across from Europe. So that's very heartening to see. You have a pretty large audience of people watching in. This Pakistan-sponsored militant jihadi Wahabism, which has killed the Sufism of Kashmir, the good Muslim Kashmir. It's an effort which has done in the recent years of the Indian governments to bring back. You talk about Anekta mein Ekta, you talk about diversity, that's the ethos of being Bharat, and that's the ethos of being an Indian or an Indian NRI, which is always about we all are in it together. So I welcome the opportunity, and even now, you know, General Sayyid Atta Hasnaini, I was just talking to, he has done a massive work in Kashmir towards integrating basically it's two large communities, that the Kashmiri Muslims and the Kashmiri Pandits and the Hindus community in general. So the massive work is underway. I'm fully confident that the Indian government is taking a very stern actions against Kaul Saab says about Yasin Malik, about Bitta Karate, or about Sayyid Shah Gilani, or even the UN designated Sayyid Salahuddin as the global terrorist. That's a
Right.
very welcome move. What we are trying to do, we are trying to tell the right side of the story. When you're telling the truth, you're telling the truth, nothing else, right? So you should not be afraid, and you must have an outreach, and you must tell them, especially to the Western media and to the Western so-called the political segments, to do so. One of the comment recently of the New Jersey governor was very foolish and very naive to basically, I'm sure he must be fed with that misinformation. And as a community, as a South Asian community, Indian American community, that we were deeply disappointed. We are taking the delegation also and educate the governor. I already have an outreach to the governor's office, and he's sending us the delegation from the New Jersey state governor also, so that they can get the proper education. And they must have an outreach to the South Asian community before giving any statement, which they should not be doing. So 19th of January 2020, 3 p.m. It's a big and an important day. TV Asia Auditorium. You all are welcome.
It's
a
in New
free
Jersey?
event. It's in New Jersey. TV Asia Auditorium, Edison, New Jersey. We have at least 350 RSVP so far, and it's a very diverse crowd. So you're going to expect the Americans, the Caucasians, the Hispanics, the African Americans. You will also be expecting Jewish people there. You'll be getting Baluch, you are getting Sindhis, you are getting Kashmiri Pandits, of course,
Right.
as well as a very diverse mix of Indian American ethnicities. And it's a very good brainstorming session you'll be having. There is a good dinner at the end of the program, and you will be seeing these global endorsements from over a few dozen eminent personalities, and that will be a very educational event for all of us, and a very learning event for all of us. We are making this viral pre-event We are making this viral during the event,
Right.
and we are making this viral post-event. So I thank you again for the opportunity, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all my honored guests here. Thank you so much for your contribution to the community. Thank you so much
Thank
to
you,
all my
Joseph.
audience who patiently waited all these hours, heard us, heard the panelists here, and who called in from various parts of the world. Thank you to all the calls that you made to show the solidarity towards Kashmiri Pandits and to share your stories as Kashmiri Pandits as well. This has been a moving day for me. A day I would not forget, of course, when every time I meet a person coming from Kashmir who has seen the misery, that stirs me from inside, from within. I feel the pain. I cannot explain in words. All I can say is, I wish for a beautiful reunion of these Kashmiri Pandits to their barren homes that they left 30 years back. A reunion to connect with their soil for once. A reunion where they can go back and give back to their Kashmir. अपना कश्मीर जो उनका कश्मीर था, वहाँ जाने के लिए मेरी बेस्ट विशेज़ उनके लिए हैं. The government of India for sure will take better measures, better hope and better future for the Kashmiris who are staying there still and for the Kashmiri Pandits who need to go back for once. अपने ननिहाल और अपने दादी के घर को देखने जाने के लिए एक मौका ज़रूर मिलेगा उन बच्चों को जिन्होंने जाना ही नहीं कि कश्मीर कैसा था. उन कश्मीरी पंडित के जो बच्चे हैं उनके लिए ये मेरी बेस्ट विशेज़ हैं. Thank you so much for today's show. Thank you so much everyone, my audience. We'll come back with another NRI guest show with other important topics of the community. Till then, stay blessed. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.